Should you summon Eagle and Bakoo? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a brand new banner coming to the global side of the game, and not only that, we have, of course, 2 CTB banners and 1 this time around. A little bit different from how they usually do it, because you know CTB units usually release separately, but this time around looks like they wanted to add Bakoo and Eagle on the same banner, and I definitely want to talk about these units a lot because both of them are very, very unique. We touched on them a little bit in yesterday's video, but not like a super in-depth breakdown, so that's what we're going to be doing today. But first and foremost, before we even get into this, you guys already know we gotta talk about the banner, talk about everybody who's on it. So the banner will feature number 2, Angelus, Eagle, Bakoo, and Caius. We'll talk more about how I feel about the banner in just a second, but let's cover the new units because of course they're brand new and there's a lot to talk about here. So let's go over Bakoo first and we'll go over Eagle. So Bakoo is going to be a dark demon type. His slots are going to be 5-star magic, 5-star heal, and 4-star support. His skill is able to reduce the enemy's damage resist by 10%. His art's going to reduce the enemy's dark resist and defense by 30%. And his true art is extremely unique. I talked about it in yesterday's video. So how this true art works is that you target the ally that most recently used an art or true art. Bakoo will then ingest them. Yes, you heard me right. He's eating them. And then upon eating that person, for one, that person will lose 30% of their HP. But everybody on your team will get 30 art gauge. And then for 15 seconds, you increase all allies except the person who was eaten arts by 4 per second and magic damage by 200%. Also, he's Archgen type B. But of course, this goes even deeper once we talk about his abilities. His first ability is going to be increase evasion by 10%. His second ability is Predator. In global, I think this is called Soul Leader. You feint the target for 5 seconds and you sacrifice 30% of the target's current HP when the feint expires. I'll talk more about Bakoo in just a second, how I feel about him. Now moving on to Eagle. Now Eagle is a Earth human. His slots are going to be 2 5-star defenses and a 4-star physical. His skill will increase his own defense by 20% for 6 seconds. Art is going to take all the damage dealt towards allies instead, and you gain a damage barrier that negates 8,000 damage to self. If you're in Avenger mode, however, now for 25 seconds you take all damage dealt towards all allies instead, and you gain a damage barrier that negates 12,000 damage. And his true art is going to be 30,000% Earth damage physical. For 15 seconds you increase your own damage resist by 10%. However, if you're in Avenger mode, you will now deal 60,000% Earth damage physical, and then for 15 seconds you increase your own damage resist by 10%, plus you steal 100% of the enemy's arts and exit Avengers.
But OP, what's Avenger mode? What is all that?
I got you, bro. Watch this. It's going to be increased hatred gauge when being attacked. When your hatred gauge is full, then you enter Avenger mode for 60 seconds. Avenger mode increases your attack by your own defense and freeze and paralysis resistance by 100%. And you prevent hatred gauge from increasing. Hatred gauge fully drains over 60 seconds or when your true art is used during Avenger mode. His second ability is going to be increased defense by 20% when under a damage barrier. Now, that is what they both do. Let me talk about both of them, and I want to still focus on Eagle here because, you know, we just got done talking about him. Eagle is one of the coolest tanks in my opinion in the entire game. I really just like its design and everything. But this guy, I'm going to be honest with you, is he super viable in in-game content? There'll definitely be team setups to make him work because the main thing about Eagle is that yes, he does have 2 5-star defense slots, but to be honest, you need his true weapon on him if you really want to make him worth your while. His true weapon makes it to where his hatred gauge just feels so much quicker. This thing gives you a barrier and it negates 5,000 damage and you increase your own defense. That's perfectly fine. The more defense Eagle has, the more attack he'll have. But his abilities on this true weapon is that when equipped by Eagle, you increase your hatred gauge fill rate by 50% and your arts damage by 50%, which is an insane buff to him. 50% more fill rate means that you're able to get into Avenger mode even faster, meaning that you're able to spam your true arts even faster, and then plus the 50% arts damage whenever he already has a 60,000% modifier whenever he's in Avenger mode. That's just disgusting. He's gonna deal so much damage for a tank. Using this 5-star defense slot and using it on True Arsenal is gonna be kind of trash because True Arsenal unfortunately does not provide him with any type of damage resist apart from when near death, but in no way, shape, or form does True Arsenal provide damage resist for him as soon as you use his skill or anything like that. It does give you a pretty beefy barrier at 5,000, which is pretty good, but without having like any innate damage resist, he's definitely going to struggle in harder content, and you're probably going to be wanting to run like a sandstone with him, to be honest. If you're looking for a taunt tank to be able to like hard carry you in like super in-game content, unfortunately this guy isn't Thetis, but at least we have the forever summons here right now, so maybe you can get Thetis from that. I really feel like Eagle, he's a very bruiser heavy tank. He's not really going to be able to take a hit like extremely well, but he will be able to take hits decently well while also dealing out some pretty good damage. Of course, you know, his only damage resist, like I mentioned before, is just from his true art, and that's only when he's in Avenger mode. But yeah, Eagle, really cool unit. I really want to get this guy and try him out just because he's cool. I like how his artwork looks, to be honest. I really want this guy. Now moving on to Bakoo, how I feel about him. Bakoo has a really cool kit. He kind of is, I want to say, like a nuker. The only thing is that I don't feel like his kit works out too well for nuking. Let's say you use him on Mono Dark, okay? Instead of using like rags for that last slot, use Bakoo instead. Well, you'll have to, of course, pop your true arts in an order that would be beneficial for your entire team. So like, for example, if you pop your true art with Defend first, followed by DK and then Forte, then it would probably be wise to eat the Forte because you'll still give Defend, you know, that huge magic damage, and Defend's still going to hit hard. And Bakoo's probably going to hit really hard too because he has a 40,000% modifier and also an insane, you know, magic damage increase. The only thing is that I feel like most people won't even want to deal with this mechanic, won't even want to like try to experiment with it just because it's kind of a nuisance. I feel like just with some people, Bakoo's just going to be way too much of like a hassle to make them work. Personally, I'm really interested in this mechanic, and I think this mechanic definitely has some synergy with some units in the game or even future units coming out later on. They kind of want to be on lower HP thresholds. I really don't see him being used too much. Like, he may have some unique comps come out with certain magic damage dealers, and I think him himself, you build a nuke team around him, he's definitely going to hit hard. Of course, you don't even need to build a nuke team around him if you don't want to. You could just use him as a magic damage buffer, but just be wary that, you know, to not accidentally eat the person that's actually going to be doing the most damage. So I talked about Bakoo, I talked about Eagle. Now let me tell you whether or not you should summon. I'm gonna be honest with you, I think most people can easily skip this banner. If you want to do like your guaranteed 5-star pull, you know, you can do that. With the forever summon going on right now, I have a really different opinion about this banner, because if this was going on and there wasn't no forever summon and you needed a taunt tank, then Eagle would be a decent option. He wouldn't be the best option, but he would be a decent option. But since the forever summon is going on right now, a lot of people is able to, you know, select Thetis or whoever they want from that forever summon. So if you're looking for a taunt tank, then I recommend just trying your luck for a few days on the forever summon and seeing if that works. As far as people who want to make them work, I think that you may be better off just waiting and saving possibly till another banner comes out later on down the line, like a legendary Cross the Blaze banner, because neither one of these guys are going to be like uber top tier. And even like looking at the banner itself isn't necessarily amazing. It does have 3 CTB units on it, which is Eagle, Bakoo, and Angelus. But Caius, even though he just recently got awoken, is still, you know, not the greatest for a lot of stuff. And then also number 2 is on here, which is just like a yikes in itself. I feel like most people, pretty much everybody, you guys can easily skip this banner and just save for the next crossover coming out, or, you know, just save for another CTB, because I think the CTB that's after this one, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the next one Luan? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the next one is Luan, unless I'm forgetting one of the CTB characters. So if you want to save for that, easily skip this banner. Don't even need to do the free multi if you don't want to. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video, man. Thank you all for coming out. If you guys are brand new to the channel, you know, subscribe, like the video, all that type of stuff. We've been having insane support on the channel recently, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Also, just to let everyone know who's watching this video, I will be live at some point next week and playing the Crest Palace, trying to grind that whenever it drops. So if you're interested in that, then that will be probably happening on either Monday or Tuesday. But hey, man, thank you all for coming out again. It's been your boy Pete. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more. And last but not least, man, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.